Hello and welcome back to chapter 3rd, the shepherd's treasure. And today I'm going to explain passage number 5 to you. Before I start the explanation of this part, let me tell you about the words marked here. All these marked words are objects, either objects or complements. So let's begin now. After all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. So they continued to have complaint against him, against the new governor. And they added, mockingly, jokingly, or in a funny way, that he was an ordinary shepherd. The new governor, before being a governor, was an ordinary shepherd, and so he could behave no better. And that's why he could not behave any better. And that's why for him this is a opportunity, a good opportunity. This is the best opportunity before him to make use of it and collect and set aside some money for his future use. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports. But how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? At first, that is in the beginning, the king ignored. That is, the king did not pay any attention to their stories, to their complaints. But how long could the king ignore these stories, these reports, or these complaints? One thing was certain the king discovered. There was one thing, one point was there, and that was the fact, that was truth. That was the new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. They raised the point. The governors, all other governors, or the governors who were jealous of him, they raised a point, and even the king found that yes, there was some fact, there was some truth behind it, that he always carried an iron chest with him. Wherever he went, he carried that iron chest. He took that iron chest with him there. So, one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. So one day, it so happened that the governor was summoned. That is, he was called to the court, to the palace, to the court. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight, the famous iron chest was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. So one day he was summoned to the palace, to his court, and he came riding as he was summoned. So he had to appear before the king, and he came riding on his camel. He came riding on his camel, and interestingly, or to everyone's delight, everyone was happy there at the court. All the ministers, all the governors were happy. Why? Because his iron chest, his famous iron chest, that iron chest had become famous here, because everyone talked about this iron chest. All the governors talked about the iron chest. So interestingly, to their delight, to their pleasure, to their happiness, you can say, the iron chest was there with the governor this time too, who he carried this iron chest and this iron chest was fastened behind him on the camel's back. That is, he he kept the iron chest behind him on the camel, and it was fastened securely. That is, it was tightly fastened. That is, he with the help of a rope, he he made proper grip so that the chest would not fall off. Now the king was angry. He thundered, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain?" Now the king was angry because the iron chest was with him again this time also. He came to meet the king, and here too he carried the iron chest. And the king was naturally very angry. He said, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? And what does it contain? And what is there inside this iron chest? So important that you always carry it with yourself, with you, that you always carry it wherever you go. So what is there so important in it?" So this is it. So this is all. Thank you for now.